My apology to both sides of my dichotomy, from whipping trapezoids through the streets for my isosceles. To cipher within circumference, who wants it, wanna be obsolete. I think I caught her body deep. She pushing P, and I can tell. Wish me well, throw a Susan B in the wishing well for me. Cause her next words was follow me. Nah, but you pretty, and I wanna hear you sonically. If you don't want a kid install, then what we really working on? Handyman with a broken arm, a broken heart, the coldest part. Her coldest shoulder's what I'm holding on. And that ain't even what I'm focused on. Brain and bronze, till the break of dawn. Wake and bake, that early morn. Then hit DM in the PM. Barry, when it's starry. And sticks when the moon lifts. Floss, make it flip like Acres home. Goddamn, I'm home. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened. The whole system shut down and came back up. So let's try this again. We're gonna start over and start it again.
My apology to both sides of my dichotomy, from whipping trapezoids through the streets for my isosceles. To cipher within circumference, who wants it, wanna be obsolete. I think I caught her body deep. She pushing P, and I can tell. Wish me well, throw a Susan B in the wishing well for me. Cause her next words was follow me. Nah, but you pretty, and I wanna hear you sonically. If you don't want a kid installed, then what we really working on? Handyman with a broken arm, a broken heart, the coldest part. Her coldest shoulder's what I'm holding on. And that ain't even what I'm focused on. Brain and bronze, till the break of dawn. Wake and bake, that early morn. Then hit DM in the PM. Barry, when it's starry. And sticks when the moon lifts. Floss, make it flip like Acres home. Goddamn, I'm home. Yeah.
All right. I don't know what just happened. That shit shut down as soon as it started. But yo, we back. If y'all up in here, wave your hand like you just don't care. What's up? We back. We had some technical difficulties. I don't know what just went down, but we'll get it together. We'll get it together. Anyway, welcome to the Left-Handed Kings podcast. I am your host, DM the Most. Waiting on my man, see my man Barry coming in. Want to send a shout out to Monet. We was at a graduation party, so shouts out to Monet. Man, time moves fast. I remember when that little girl was like in the 6th grade. Now she graduating high school. Who'd have thunk it? Anyway, who we got up in here today? I guess my Facebook shut down. You try to add it back. Try to add it back in a minute. Let's see. Let's go back. See if we can throw that back on there right quick. Anyways, so today's episode, what's in the word? Man, it's hot as hell. Come in here, the AC in the studio was down. Anyway, what's up, party people? Like I said, send a shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode. I know we was out of here last week. Hell, we've been out of here for like 2 weeks now. So we've been gone for 2 weeks. My man King went out to do other adventures and other ventures, and it came back a success. So now he's back in the crib. What's up, Triborough? What's up, brother? Man, I was having technical difficulties. The intro played. As soon as the intro played, all the damn internet shut down. I had to go back, reboot, come back. You know how it be. It's showbiz, baby. The show must go on. But anyway, what's in the word, party people? I'm happy to be back in my therapy session with y'all, sitting down, letting y'all hear to see the inner workings of my brain and how it works. Yeah, it was Trump. For sure, man. It was Trump did it. Man, let me tell you. So yesterday, I was talking to my man Triborough. We was chopping it up. What's in the word? And the reason why we named it What's in the Word today. I was watching. It's one of the black romantic classic movies. If you don't know what I'm talking about Love Jones. So I'm watching Love Jones yesterday. But I watched it a little different. Yo, what up, Cleo? Got fired. My man up in Seattle doing big things. Shouts out to 3FX. My man Cleo, DJ Cleo got fired. Phenomenal DJ up there taking Seattle by storm. You know, doing shows. Better book him now because today's prices ain't tomorrow's prices. You know what I mean? It's good to see y'all back on here. Like I said, we've been on hiatus for like 2 weeks. We've been on hiatus for 2 weeks. Let me see, what have I done in the last 2 weeks? For those that don't know, I did publish a book. It's called The Last Rewrite. It's doing phenomenal. I might have to give up this podcast and this music thing, man, and just be a writer full time or something. Cause I'm making more. I made more money off this book already in a month that it's been out, month and a half that it's been out. I didn't make more money off this than most of my side ventures from the last year or so. So, yo, he's setting up. You say stepping into my gig for the night now. That's what I'm talking about. This dude always busy, but he still have time to show love to the Left-Handed Kings podcast, man. Salute to you, Cleo. Yo, I know it's gonna be bumping. One day we gotta simulcast it. You know what I mean? I gotta get up to Seattle. Yo, the stories this dude got. But yo, so the last few weeks, you know what I'm saying? Again, we've been out the net. I'm glad y'all showing up. You know what I'm saying? Coming back, checking in on us. We started about 30 minutes early tonight. Usually it's 10:30. We started about 30 minutes early. Or I started 30 minutes early. Like I said, my man King, he's hosting his daughter's graduation party. He may pop in from time to time, but when I left, he was on the grill. He was on the grills of steel, baby. He was cooking up some good shit. I should bring my plate in here. I ain't want to eat in y'all face. Might have some vegans, and there's a lot of protein on that plate. So, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Monet for graduation. Shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to my man Cleo. Like I said, he's doing big things up there. Premier DJ in Seattle, making a name for himself. He started off on the low. Now he's blowing up. So, but yo, so I'm watching Love Jones, right? We watching Love Jones, but I watched it differently this time, people. This time I watched it on a live stream, and they had a live forum going on. It was a chat going on during the movie, and I'm telling you, and it was probably a good mix, but it was probably a little more females in the chat than it was males. And we sitting in there talking about it. Anybody in here seen Love Jones? If you seen Love Jones, put a heart in there. Oh, that'll be sweet, bruh. I'll pop on, dude, so I can check it out. But if you watch Love Jones, if y'all watch Love Jones, there you go. My man Triborough put the heart in there. I did not know how toxic that fucking movie was. That movie toxic as shit. So if you haven't saw Love Jones, and I don't know, you must be living under a rock. Love Jones is a movie. In the movie, the plot is young black love going on, you know, in the early 30s. These people was in their late 20s, early 30s, and it centers around Nina Mosley and Darius Lovehall. Now, Nina Mosley, she's a photographer. She's into the art. She's artistic. She's a creative. She's a photographer. Darius I don't know what Darius was doing, but I know he became a writer, but he never really made mention of what his job was. If y'all know what his job was, that's a good trivia question. What was his job? I know his side hustle, what he did for leisure, he was a poet. So they meet each other, whatever. You know, they have a relationship. They have a lot of complications in the relationship. They get together, they break up, they get back together, they break up again, and then it culminates at the end when they come back together for the third time, and they're a relationship. You want no goddamn drug dealer. Shouts out to Darius. He had that pack smoking on Darius Lovehall, smoking on Love Jones, that Love Jones pack. But he did say he had some money put up. But I want to, me being in the mind of I am, I love the movie, so I never gave it that critique how I do other things. Hey, what's up, GG? Welcome. I know you up late. Thank you for being up late. I love you. I hope you're doing well. My GG is on the mend right now. You know what I'm saying? The MMA fights was getting to her. You know what I'm saying? She was MMA fighting. Hurt her boxing hand. So we're gonna send nothing but prayers and well wishes and get well soon to Gigi. But back to the Love Jones thing. This is the tripped out part about it. I finally watched it because I was on this chat listening to other people's viewpoints and opinions and ideas of what was going on during the movie, it was wild because I didn't pay attention to what other people paid attention to. You know what I'm saying? People was like, they was like, oh, this is toxic. And I started watching the movie through the lens of, is this a toxic relationship? So let's break it down. So what's in a word? First and foremost, if you watch the movie, she made the first contact with him. They was at the bar. She was standing there. He walked up and he took a look at her like, whoa, Nia Long. Nia Long, beautiful. She hollered at him first. So he talking to her. Then he reaches over to get some matches. He knocks her drinks over. And she's like, maybe you should stop smoking, which was funny. But you know what I'm saying? Meantime, his team over there in the back sitting at the table watching him talk to this chick. And of course you got, I'm going to tell you like this. If you ain't never been in a group of people and you ain't never had somebody on your team that's a hater, this dude Hollywood or Wood, they called him a big time hater. Number hater. You could tell he kind of jive ass didn't even like Darius. If you really want to keep it a buck. Because he never had nothing good to say about him even before he met old girl. Anyways, she hollered at him first. So then he goes up there because he does spoken word. He goes to spit this poem. And he spit the poem and he had just met her. They introduced each other. And something else that was weird. When they introduced each other, he introduced himself with his first and his last name. And then she turns around and introduces herself with her first and last name. Now, how many of y'all ever went to a club and met a chick and gave them your 100% government? Or you meet a chick and she gives you her whole government name. That means first name, last name. I thought that was real weird. Like I said, I love Jones. If I took my lenses off, I love the movie. Love it. You'll never hear me say nothing bad about it. But again, the shit was weird. She hollered at him first. They introduced each other. He tried to holler, but she like, nah, because she had just broke up. She had just got out of a relationship. Understandable. But I'm tripping because he introduced himself with his first and his last name, and she introduced herself the same. Fast forward. He goes up on stage. He spits this poem, which is one of my one of the dopest poems. Brother to the night, trying to take the funk out your right leg and put it in your right, whatever. I forgot the words to it, but the poem had some substance. It was a dope little poem. He was spitting, and the bass player and the saxophone player was accompanying him through this spoken word. Anyways, he throws a shout out to her. He calls it a blues to Nina. He names the poem after the chick he just met. He was a straight player. Straight up, he was a player. Let's keep it 100. Apparently he had a job. He was making decent money. He rode a fucking motorcycle in Chicago. That's something else I don't get. This dude is riding a motorcycle in the city of Chicago. It's cold as hell in Chicago, but he wasn't even wearing PPE. He was just rocking around in a blazer, just jumping on a motorcycle with no helmet, rolling around like he was fucking Steve McQueen or somebody. Anyway, he hollers at this chick. He does this poem. Next thing you know, you like, yo, he in there. Everybody else like, yo, that was slick. His homeboy, who, let's just call him the ops, because he really wasn't his homeboy. His homeboy like, yo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Club closes. They go outside. Who's standing outside waiting on them? This is what's tripping me out. Well, no, they standing around. She comes walking out with her girl. They holler again. So she's like, thanks for my poem or whatever. So instead of just being grateful, you know what I'm saying, we find out later she felt embarrassed about it. Now, unless she was walking around this fucking club introducing herself to everybody like, hi, I'm Nina Mosley. How you doing? I'm Nina Mosley. Hey, I'm Nina Mosley. Nobody even knew the poem was about her. Anyway, that's her getting the big head. Nobody knew the fucking poem was about her. They holler. He think he about to get the digits because she like, yo, you got a pen? He like, bet, gets the pen. He's shining in his boy's face like, yo, I got this. She writes love on his hand saying there's other things other than sex to do poetry about. I'm sorry, Miss Nina Mosley. I thought you was a photographer. I didn't know you was Sonia Sanchez. Shout out to Sonia Sanchez, by the way. Great poet. Anyway, It goes like that. So he like, yo, he fumbled the bag. He didn't get the numbers, whatever. This nigga had to be hard up because this is where it starts getting weird. She goes to the record store that his homegirl Sheila works at. So she walk in, she like, yo, she had a bad day at work. She goes in and orders a Isley Brothers like it's a fucking drink or it's a sandwich. Who just goes to be like, yo, I need some Isley Brothers? You should already have Isley Brothers. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But she walked in and ordered a CD of Isley Brothers like it was a fucking drink at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I had a hard day. I need some Isley Brothers badly. Who does that? Nobody does that. It's just weird to me. Anyways, go in. Who walks in the store? Who walks in the record store? Darius walks in the record store. Now, mind you, this is in Chicago, but all these motherfuckers must live 3 blocks apart from each other because the club is right there, the record store is right there, Nina's right there, and then Darius pops in. Some people be like, oh, it's the universe putting them together. I got it. I love Love Jones, one of my favorite movies. But that's kind of weird. I don't know, chat. Please chime in if you think I'm off base with this. Anyways, he walks in. He like, you know, Sheila, because that's his girl, that's his homegirl. She like, yo, somebody over there. He looks up like, oh snap, it's the chick I just met from the slam poetry session the other day. Let me go holler at her. So what this dude do? He go holler at her. Then you find out that she felt embarrassed because he named his poem A Blues for Nina. Classic movie. I love them. I love everything about Love Jones. I love the story. I love everything. I'm just nitpicking right now on some of the things that came out during this chat because it's crazy, right? The soundtrack is fire. The only other soundtrack that competes with it, and I need y'all to go do y'all research. There's this movie called Half Plenty. The whole soundtrack is made by Babyface or produced by Babyface. But they got Mac 10 in there. I could give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? That's a great soundtrack too. Anyway, he hollering at her. So I'm gonna tell you what was kind of weird to me. He's hollering at her. She's looking through records. He like, can I play you a song? And that's the theme of his rap. That's how he rapped the chicks. He like, yo, can I play you this song? So she like, yeah. So he go pull the album out, put it on, start playing it for her. She goes to say something. That nigga like, shh. Just listen. I ain't no chick, but if a nigga I'm trying to talk and a nigga tell me to shh, hush, don't say nothing. I'm like, dude, chill out, man. You smelling yourself a little bit. He telling her to shut up. She trying to talk. Now he's supposed to be trying to get with her, get to know her a little bit, but he puts on some Donald, some Bird. I think it's Charlie Parker. Puts some Charlie Parker on and tells the chick to shut up. You losing points, homie. Anyway, they do that. She's like, all right, nigga, you want me to shut up? I'm out. So she walks out the store. He runs up on her like, yo, what's up? Yo, let me get that number, this, that, and the third. She like, nah, I'm good. Not the right time. He like, oh, I understand. He didn't understand. This nigga was thirsty, dude. Telling you, crazy thirsty. But what's in the word? She walks out the store. And it's just certain little things in the movie. If y'all remember the movie, when she walked out the store, starts walking away, she looks back, but she don't look back like she curious, like, man, I should holler at him. She looked back like, this is a nigga weird. Like, that's the look on her face. That's the Nia Long look that she had on her face. She looked back like, she straight up looked like that. Walks out. So what does he do? He talking to Sheila like, yo, his girl, like, yo, damn, I fucked that up again. The nigga has no game. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Lovehall has no game. He's a good-looking young man. That's all he can go off of. But when he opens his mouth, he says some dumb shit. He shuts her up when he's trying to play the song. When he could have just played the song, let her talk, and then get more deep into conversation, she would have probably gave him a number. But this is where it gets stalkerish. This is the stalker part. This is obviously in the 90s or early 2000s. because Shorty wrote a check. And I'm going to segue on that in a minute. But Shorty wrote a check. Or she wrote a check. I think she bought something. She didn't buy the Isley Brothers. She bought something instead. Anyway, she wrote a check and left the check on the left the information. This nigga sneaks and gets her phone number and her address off her check that she just wrote to the store. Now she could have sued the store. She could have went back and cussed Sheila the fuck out. Because what if he was crazy, right? Think about it. Anyway, he knocks on the door. She like, yo, this nigga popped up. Yo, what's up? First of all, ladies, if you just hollered at a dude, let's just dissect that for a minute. Yeah, he was different. He was on something. He was trying hard as hell. He was mad thirsty. So, ladies, you meet a dude, I don't know, at the store, at the local market, or at the record store. He try to holler. You say no. You write down your information and give it to the proprietor of the store, and then you get a knock on the door. And that nigga didn't knock like 1, 2. He didn't knock like knock, knock. He knocked like 7 times. I literally was counting the shit. Like he was like da 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 da. He knocked like crazy, like it was the police. So she opens the door like, yo, son, what's going on? Yo, nigga, I know you ain't following me. She even said, I know you ain't following me. Oh no, nothing like that. I got your number from Sheila or whatever. So I'm bugging because in the chat they like, this nigga is a stalker. He was kind of stalking, dude, and he was hard up. He was pressed. He got her phone number, got her address, went and bought the Isley Brothers she wanted, went to the crib under the guise of, I bought that CD you was looking for. Again, Darius, you losing points to me, homeboy. She goes, yeah. She wanted him to chase, but she didn't leave her number and her phone number and her address. Like, yo, here's my address and my phone number. I'm leaving it on the counter. He got it from the chick that works in the store. That's like he went and creeped on her check that she wrote and looked and found the address. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he couldn't do that nowadays at all. He couldn't do that at all. But he did it. And so that's weird in itself. Okay, the chick said no. Now's not a good time. He like, bet, I understand. Apparently he didn't, because he stole her fucking address and went to her crib and took the Isley Brothers. Didn't know if she had a dude at first. Yeah, he started talking, like straight up. Let's call it what it is. He was thirsty. What's in the word? So anyway, that ain't the weird. That's weird, but it gets weirder. So you the chick now. Not only do you open the door wide open, like, can I help you? It was wide enough for him to take some looks in there to see if she had a man. She like, yo, thanks for my CD. Oh, you trying to come in? That should have been the end of the conversation. Yeah, I know women love to be chased, but that was thirsty. So here's the weird part, though. She don't get off the hook either now. She not getting off the hook. She lets this dude in. She saw him at the club. He was smoking cigarettes, knocked her drink over, embarrassed her. As we all know, she said, you embarrassed the shit out of me, da-da-da-da-da. Embarrassed her, then stalked her to her crib. She don't call the police. She don't close the door. She lets homie come in. She let him come in. So he gets up in there. Now he getting personal. He asking her shit that they ask at job interviews. What do you do? Is this your house? You know, I'm house sitting. Well, what are you know, where you from? Like he's all on her, right? This the things he should have did at the record store. Or he didn't have time because he had to go on stage, but he should have did it at the record store. Anyway, they get up in there. They start chopping it up. She was like, next time you come over, call. Yo, Nina wanted him. Nina wanted him big time. She wasn't coy. She wasn't coy at all. She wanted him. I mean, they wanted each other. All right, let's go back to the whole, it's the universal, it's love at first sight. I got that. I'm not knocking it. I'm going to keep saying it. I love Love Jones. I love the soundtrack. I love the story. I love everything. The writing in this movie could have got tweaked a little bit. Anyway, and he did say some cold lines. I can quote the movie. But he said, she's like, next time you come over, you should call first because I know you got my number. And he's like, yeah, you right. I got your number. I love that part, yo. Yeah, you right. I got your number. He went after what he wanted. He went after the things he wanted. You know what I'm saying? He went after what he wanted. You can't knock it. I can't knock my man. He was persistent, like he said in the movie. She's like, you really persistent. He's like, you'd be surprised how far persistence can get you. You know what I'm saying? What's in the word? He really said that, and it makes sense. So I'm persecuting, but I'm also defending it a little bit. So that happens. They go out or whatever. They go to the Wild Hair because I want to see the Yonky girl dance. You know what I'm saying? They do the thing. They go to the Jamaican joint. They do the slow wine and everything. Next thing you know, he back at the crib. Here he go again. Bruh. She drops him off. They get the kiss going. She pulls back. So it's like, all right, see you later. She was thirsty too. Chicks always be trying to play different. Like they playing hard to get. She wanted him to come through straight up. She wanted him to beat the buns, as my cousin would say. So what does he do? He walks like he's going to his motorcycle, and she's walking to the door. And he's just like, yo, Nina, can I play you a song? Yo, he's just like, yo, he's like, no, I think he said something like, I just want to come over for a minute, whatever. Anyway, he beats the buns, right? And so the girls on the chat was like, he smashed on the first night. So question number one to the chat. Was she a hoe for letting him hit on the first date? I'll wait. I want to know what y'all gonna say. Was she a hoe for letting him hit on the first date? And then the females in the chat came back, well, if she a hoe, then he a hoe because he hit on the first date. So do y'all think it's okay to have relations on the first date? And technically, it ain't like it was a blind date and they just met. They had met 2 times prior. So they already knew, they say a chick gonna know in the first 5 minutes if she want to mess with you. So let's see. Charbro say, I'm gonna let everybody see it in case y'all not on YouTube. Charbro said Derek's the type to go to his homeboys and brag about hitting it on the first night. I don't doubt it, because he did do that. You can't say that's a maybe, because guess what he did? Soon as he smashed, he went and talked to Savon. Remember, they was at the thing I think they was at playing pool or whatever. Or just at the bar kicking it. He did go right back to his boy. He was like, yo, man, I cooked the eggs. I smashed, and after I smashed, I cooked the eggs. Anyway, that's Savon is a whole nother story, but I'm going to get into him too in a little bit. So he hit, got it. They do their thing. So they doing their thing. She goes and tells her homegirl. Now this is where it gets flaky to me. Where he goes and tells Savon. She go and tell old girl, her homegirl. I can't think of that girl's name for to save my life. Anyway, they both, it was a thumbs up for both of them, right? They both was thumbs up. One of the coldest pieces in the thing was when they was in the cab, and she was like, yo, it was like his dick was calling me. And she was like, what it say? Yo, Charbro say, you're not a hoe if you do it on the first day. He said, if you're grown and both people are into each other, then no judgment should be passed whether y'all sleep with each other on the first day or not. I totally agree. I don't even know how that even came to be a thing. Oh, you don't do nothing on the first date. All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I need to know if I like it. I need to know if I like it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I need to know if I like it. Cause I ain't gonna be spending all these dates and then I get it and then, the ass is trash. And now I'm stuck with this chick because I already put in like 4 or 5 dates. We didn't went to the park and had picnics. And then next thing you know, you smash and it's bad. I'll be disappointed. And ladies, y'all will be disappointed too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't waiting 6 months. Keep that shit. Because the dude that waits 6 months, I guarantee you, there's about 5 other dudes that done got it on month 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You the 6th dude. She's like, all right, I done stretched it out enough. Come on, get it. You didn't wait it. That's a whole nother thing. But what's in a word, right? Anyway, they smashed whatever. They started kicking it. So they in the cab, and this is the pivotal point right here. They in the cab and she like, "Ooh, we Dick calling me." Old girl like, "Ooh, what it say?" And she's like, Nina, right? And that shit was funny to me. So they in the cab talking about it. So she's into dude. She just broke up with Raheem, who must have survived the shooting from Tupac and Juice, because now this nigga in New York making money wearing a suit. By the way, he fucked up. He set the light-skinned brotherhood back about 10 years with that bogus ass argument he had with old girl over the cereal. That was some bogus shit. This nigga was just lame. Anyway, she just broke up with dude, so she need to break, she need to stretch it out a little bit. She need to do the stanky leg. So she saw Darius. She knew she wanted him. She was hoping to see him later on. Maybe she would have, circled the block and got him later. But he was persistent, and persistence gets you everywhere, right? Anyway, so he's like, "Yo, what's up? You gonna make this yours?" He tried to play slick with his boy. Nah, ain't nothing. This ain't no love thing. I'm just see where it takes me. He tried to be slick, and his boy was like, "All right," because when that Love Jones gets you, be careful doing all this slick shit, cooking eggs for her and everything like that. He said, because when that Love Jones come down, it's gonna bite you in the ass. Words to remember. So they kicking it, they doing their thing. She coming in, she topping him off or whatever. They doing sex, on spontaneous sex. You know what happens when you dating somebody. It's the honeymoon phase. Y'all doing it wherever y'all want to do it. Y'all having a good time. Everything's love, right? So one of the chicks on the chat said this yesterday. Ladies, I know y'all can relate to this because when the girl said, and every female agreed. Every time a chick break up with a dude that ain't shit or whatever, or they break up as a bad relationship and the chick move on, the ex always comes back and try to circle the block and get back with him, which is what happened in this situation. Raheem came back like, "Yo, what's up, baby? I hate we broke up." He said whatever he said. "I want you to come to New York." And this is another thing that fucked me up. There was no airplanes in this movie. They was taking trains everywhere. She was in Chicago. She took the train to New York. And every time you turn around, she's on a train. She's taking a train here. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I just thought that was weird. Why ain't you just flying to New York? Maybe the tickets was cheap. Which gets me onto this. I want to know what he did for real, because he told him, "Yo, I got some money saved up." This nigga crib, even though they was cutting off the internet because they were scared to come in the neighborhood. They said that later on in the movie. He had a sweet ass crib. He rode a motorcycle. His leather that he was banging, he had leathers and shit. The motherfucker had some paper, but ain't nobody that goddamn rich to save up money to quit your job and then be like, "Yo, I'm gonna be a writer." Let's think about that for a minute. He didn't start writing and then his book took off and he quit the job. This nigga quit his job and then said, "I'm gonna write." So he didn't even write the story yet. He just quit his job. Like, I saved some money up. Think about that. That's crazy, right? I understand you gotta go for your dream or whatever, but that's crazy. I ain't quitting shit. And I done wrote a book. By the way, my book is out. Go check it out on Amazon. It's called The Last Rewrite, written by DM. Go check it out. Good read. Anyway, that's my plug. But he quit his job. Then Nina, she was house sitting from somebody. She had somebody that was that cool that they let her stay at they crib. And she was a photographer aide. How much money do they make? How much money do No. Ain't nothing wrong with believing in his talent. Don't get me wrong. I love Love Jones. Soundtrack is dope. But that shit was far-fetched. That he saved up enough bread to jump out and then start writing a book. This motherfucker must have been selling a lot of dope, because he had to be sitting on the lease. He still had to pay rent, motorcycle, insurance, gas, all the drinks that they drank throughout the movie. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen, he cooked eggs, so the nigga could cook some eggs. But goddamn, you quit your job and then you say I'm gonna start my dream job, my dream. Anyway, and then they didn't get into how good the book did. I'm sure the book did. Yeah, he had to be a corner boy. I'm sure the book was something. I'm sure the book was decent. Shouts out to Darius Love Hall for his books. Never know. He probably turned into Stephen King or something. Anyway, that's the weird shit. Where was they getting their money from? You see, Savon and his old lady broke up in the movie because she's like, he's like, you tired, Savon. He's like, if you learn how to save some fucking money, you know. And shouts out to that little kid in the movie because he ain't say shit. He was like, yo, mama dragging the nigga to a cab, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Little kid was just like, here they go again. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just ain't say shit. Kids ain't had no lines. They must not have been able to pay for their child actors. But anyway, they go do the thing, and now they kicking it. So then they kicking it for a while, and what happens next? Fellas, you know this to be true. Ladies, you can say it's not true. Her homegirl. So the dude come back like, baby, what's up? She already broke up with him, so, but then she talking to her girl like, well, I don't know if I still love him or not. And so a girl like, what about Darius? You've been boning him with no rubber. What about him? She like, well, we don't have a label on what we doing. What up, Sneed? What's up? What's up, Square Andy? My man, that's my square right there. So here's it go. They kicking it. She at dude crib. Matter of fact, this is how strong you know it was. She walked in his crib while he was on the phone arguing with the people. They were boning raw, dude. He was hitting that raw. Because he started hitting it again after the eggs. He was hitting that raw. I think he was hitting that raw. This is the 2000s. They was like, she don't look like she got nothing. He's like, yo, she don't look like she got nothing. And she fine. Yo, I'm hitting that raw. And he probably did. So, yo, come on, man. You know he was smashed. No, he was a poet. He was a poet. He was burning incense, and his crib probably smelled like patchouli. He was hitting that shit raw. You can't tell me he wasn't. Fine ass Nia Long. Yeah, he was hitting that raw. Anyway, but she had a key to his crib, or she could come and go as she pleased. And she turns around and tells her girl, like, yo, it ain't that, we ain't got no labels. We didn't decide whether we was exclusive. You walking in this dude's crib. He made it possible for you to come to the crib. You ain't exclusive. So, chat, are y'all with me on this or not? Would you just let a chick walk in your crib, or females? Would you just let a dude pop up unannounced whenever they want? Don't that mean you in a relationship or something? Don't that mean you are in something? You have some kind of agreement? Doesn't that mean that? Am I overstepping there? She literally walked in his crib. He in there chilling on the phone. She like started taking his pants off, getting busy. And that Triborough. And that's how you know he was hitting it raw. Because she ain't like where the rubber's at. She just started taking his pants off. They was not having protected sex in Love Jones. Period. Anyway, so she tells the girl, ain't nothing serious. I'm going to see where he at. Maybe I should go back to New York and just see how it works out. A situationship, not really. Even a situationship. They had something going. It wasn't a one-night stand. It wasn't a weekend-long tryst. It wasn't even they mentioned that they had been kicking it for about several weeks at this point. So she could come into his crib, but yet she still wants to go back with the dude in New York, right? So this is where the bullshit kicks in. This is where that toxic shit kicks in. So instead of her going straight to him and saying, I think you and me got something going on, but dude he trying to get me to come back to New York or whatever. At that point, it's up to him to say, well, shit, what's up with us? He didn't even do that. He tried to play it off again. He tried to be cool throughout the whole movie, and being cool fucked him up. That's where all the miscues for him came. He was always trying to be cool, always trying to be sophisticated, always Mr. Know-It-All and shit. So she says, Well, tell him you going back for a job, and if he don't complain, then he ain't interested. Mind you, this the friend that ain't got no dude. She even tells you in the cab, she got to live vicariously through her love life. So this chick ain't even got no nigga to even talk about. She can't be like, well, me and Rayvon do this. She ain't got no dude. So she tells her girl to do this little mind fuck thing. Play this game. It was a game. Let's play this game. If he don't say this, then he wants you. And if he do say this, then he don't want you. You know what I'm saying? So what does she do? She like to her homegirl who ain't having sex at all or dating anybody, who ain't got nobody. She's like, yeah, girl, I'm going to do that. You got a dude that you can walk in his crib anytime. The nigga make you eggs. Y'all probably having unprotected sex. Y'all taking pictures of each other. You just go in there and play the game on this dude that obviously giving you carte blanche to his world. So what happens? He like, here he go, trying to be cool. Oh no, we ain't never put no label on what we got. Go do what you got to do. This nigga's broke up. His heart is hurt. His little heart is hurt. Yeah, don't play games. Hold on. Triborough says this. I don't play games like that. Women always want to play mind games and see how much a guy feeling them. I'm in agreement with you. Dudes play games too, but chicks do that shit instead of just being like, yo, what we got going on? What's this that what we doing? Where we at? Y'all adults. We're not in high school. That's high school shit. Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe. You're already doing everything. Just be real. Anyway, she takes off and goes where? Goes to New York. Back to the light-skinned dude. This nigga gave her a ring, little engagement ring. So apparently it was more than a dating situation because he popped the question. And she took the ring. So she was just trying to stretch out her, she was stretching her legs in Chicago. They broke up, but it was an engagement involved. She goes there. That's when this dude get lame. This is the lamest part of the movie. She working to do her thing. He working. This nigga come home like, where the rest of the Toasty Oats? Where's the Toasty Oats, Nina? She like, I ate them shits. This nigga goes ham about some cereal. I'm about to go get some fucking Toasty Oats. I don't even know what the fuck Toasty Oats is, first of all. I think I'm Dig'em Smacks or something. But this nigga was really into his cereal. He had this badass chick who he fucked up and they broke up, went to Chicago, and that's another thing. Hold on. Time out. This nigga went from New York all the way to Chicago to tell her that he want her to come back to New York. I'm just talking about continuity of a movie here. Continuity. If you were supposed to be playing this shit like it was real life. How many of y'all gonna go from New York to Chicago just to tell your girl, not even really try to get her back, just to be like, yo, bring your ass back? Wouldn't a phone call do it? Or email? And then you go on Travelocity and purchase the ticket for her? He went all the way to Chicago and pulled a ticket out and handed it to her like, you're not flying. Get on this train. Again, with the train shit. Anyway, what's in the word? Well, apparently Toasty Oats is a part of it because my man was not feeling the fact that she ate his cereal, his favorite cereal. I think he was raised up as a spoiled brat and nobody ever told him no. Because this nigga broke up, well, she broke up with him, but he caused a breakup argument over some cereal. But then again, she couldn't get Darius out of her head. So now, here we go. Would you agree? If she was engaged, they was doing it raw too. So now she just popping it open for a couple of dudes. That's her. That's on Nina. Let's get to Darius' weak ass. He already fucked up the thing with Nina. He didn't call her while she was in New York. Remember, oh, we ain't got nothing serious, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Try to be cool. Yeah, you breaking up over a look. Tribro say ain't no way he breaking up with a chick over no cereal. Me either. But he did that. Here we go. Here we go. I don't believe Nina was banging both dudes raw unless she just a hoe like that. Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. She was engaged to dude from New York. Do you think that they were using protection during the entire relationship? Do you think they was using protection, bro? I don't think they was. Because they was engaged. And then, oh boy, so that's okay. So we got that. We can agree that they was engaged. They probably was going bareback. Let's go to Darius. She wasn't planning on doing nothing with him. No, she didn't go back to sleep with him. She went back and she was going to link up with him. She even said it. She told her girl. She said, you talk to Darius? I'm going to call him tomorrow. She literally said, I'm going to call him tomorrow. Mind you, she didn't been back in Chicago. She didn't went out with her homegirls. She didn't even bother calling homeboy. She hadn't even bothered calling him yet. She didn't go back just to sleep with him, but she was like, I'm going to call him tomorrow. The next day, did she call him? Nah. Her ass in the library when she should be getting a job. She didn't get a job. She in the library reading a book. This nigga done already linked up with a new chick. And they in front of the bookstore kissing. Again, this neighborhood had to be 3 blocks because everything, they can see everything that's happening. How is it that he just happened to be walking past the bookstore that she's in? What's the fucking odds of that? This is in Chicago. There's a west side, there's an east side, there's a north side of Chicago. He's walking past the fucking bookstore she's in. Anyway, she sees that, now she's hot. She's pissed off. What'd you say, Chuck? You ain't gonna let that go. I think she and Darius was having safe sex. We just didn't see it. Maybe Darius was the one raw dogging every girl. Okay, let's say he was, because he seems like that type of dude. He was moving super fast. He moved fast with her. Remember, they met twice, but then they went out and let me play a song for you. Go up in there, he smashed, he beat it up, and then he cooked eggs. You know what I mean? She wasn't planning on having sex with dude. Hold on. What am I gonna say? Games people play, everything that glitters ain't gold. Hell no. Put a Jimmy on it. Thank you, Square. Andy said, put a Jimmy on it. Hey, anyways, the safe sex thing to the side. That's another pocket to talk about. But here's the thing. She saw, dude, this is where the toxicity goes at max for me. She's kicking it with Darius. Her ex comes back in town just to give her a bus ticket to come back to New York. She goes back to New York, breaks up with him over the cereal, comes back to town. What does she do? Does she call Darius? Nope. She hang out with her girl. Then she see Darius with another chick. Do she call her, cuss him out? You ain't shit. Motherfucker, I saw you, blah, 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 blah. Nope, she don't do that. She just let it ride and goes out with Darius' boy. She goes out with his friend. Even the pretty girls could have something, but dudes refuse to believe it. Facts, bruh. This ain't health class. We ain't talking about raw sex no more. But we'll get back on it, I promise. But what does she do? She comes back, she ghosts dude till she see him with somebody. So now she trying to do some get back. How did she get? We say Darius screwed up. His ego was in the way. He didn't want to admit he had strong feelings. I agree. Again, communication, lack of communication. That's what makes this relationship so toxic. Instead of being like, yo, man, I like you, I'm feeling you. You ain't gotta say you ain't gotta say I love you, but you can at least be like, yeah, I like you, I'm feeling you, I want to see where this goes. Remember, this nigga fucking stalked her and stole her address just to get at her. So he did all that bro code. Exactly. She goes out with his friend. She didn't do it to his friend. They just went to dinner. But still, bro, come on. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? She goes out with the friend. They have a group of friends. She goes out with, and then she goes out with the damn hater at that. Yeah, it was get back, but come on, bro. She had to get back because she was hurt because she saw him with another girl. That's where the get back come from. But the thing is, he wouldn't have been with another girl had she not played games and just be like, yo, dude want me to come back to New York. You feel me? And Darius wasn't the shit either because he had a girlfriend. Because remember when they first went to the house, here's a picture of some chick and he put the picture flat face down in the house when she was walking in looking at his crib, and he turned the picture down. So he was out there. He was what we call a fuck boy. Hold on. What'd you say? Can't trust dude. Now you after my sloppy seconds. That's what I'm saying, bro. You don't bro. I know it's something called bro code and all that, but it's something other than that for me. I don't want to touch nothing, like straight up. I don't want to touch nothing that somebody else was on. Like I know everybody's been with somebody unless you just happen to find a virgin. But the thing is, I don't want to hear about what y'all did. And then just likewise, I don't want you to be speculating what me and this chick doing because you used to mess with her. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Bro code or not, whatever. I'm not trying to go there. Especially if you try to present her as somebody that's somebody that's a good person. You know what I'm saying? You're a good person. Like he presented her like she wasn't like, he wasn't like, yo, this hoe I'm smashing. He was like, yo, this is Nina, y'all. Everybody, this is Nina. Da 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 da. People knew them. They went to functions together. So that's lame as fuck. Even the homeboys was like, even old girl Sheila was like, yo, you fucking foul for that. And he like, whatever, because Wood was a piece of shit anyway. The nigga drove a hearse. Come on, he drove a hearse. Anyway, they get to the party. He tricks her to come to the party because he's trying to show off to Darius and shit that he got his woman. And it's dudes like that. And they supposed to be boys. And he purposely brought this chick to the group function trying to set it off. Bruh, that shit's whack to me. Anyway, that's toxic as fuck. Love Jones is what it is. So that happens. They break up. He walks her out because Wood shows his true colors. He make the chick walk home in Chicago, make her walk home because she want to go home because she embarrassed as fuck. Everybody's like, yo, man, Wood, that's stupid. I don't even understand why motherfuckers are still kicking it with Wood. He was lame, dude. That dude was lame all the way. I don't like dudes. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people have people. Think about it. They your homeboy, but they always dissing you. They your homeboy, but they always got a negative slant on what you're doing. They your homeboy, but they quick to try to go against you at every turn. You know what I mean? They sitting up there in the movie. Earlier in the movie, they was like philosophizing. Everybody trying to say, what love was and try to drop drop some knowledge. You know how you politic with your boys, trying to drop knowledge. This nigga's going up there dissing everything. He trying to be funny at the behest of everybody else. So I don't even understand why he was a homeboy anyway. Anyways, there's Love Jones. And I say that like, what's in the word, man? The word is communication. If y'all have proper communication from jump, we are all grown-ups. They were grown-ups. This is not a high school love story. Hold on, let me see what Triborough got to say. When Negroes not getting any buns, you see their true colors. You're right. Because homeboy was like, yo, he was trying to get it however he could get it. And it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to get it, but Darius was the dude getting it. Out of all the crew, you had the light-skinned dude with the deep voice. All right, all right. He wasn't hollering at nobody. I kind of think him and Sheila was doing something, but then Sheila said she got a man, but he never came around. Then Savon had his wife, but then him and his wife broke up, and he started messing with a co-worker. That's some foul shit. He bring his co-worker to the crew, to the house that him and his wife live in, and he throw a party, and he got her on his arm. You know what I mean? Savon was fractured. I can tell you that right now. But he was knowledgeable. Savon was kind of like the old head. He was like the old head in the crew. He was the big homie of the crew. Everybody looked up to him because, you know, he had the family man doing his thing. So that's what Savon was. Sheila was the homegirl that nobody was trying to get with. She was just the homegirl, which goes into, hold on, let me see. You can always get back with the wife, though. No, you can't. You can't always get back with the wife. You really can't. Sometimes you can, but you can always, you know what I'm saying, like with the baby mama situation, yeah, you can always go back and forth. And that happens a lot. And even with the wife thing. But you don't always get the wife back. Sheila wasn't a lesbian, though. She wasn't a lesbian. Remember, she said, I got a man. You know, she was proud about that shit. Let it be known, I got a man or whatever. He didn't hang out with her with the team. But I can get where you might think she is a lesbian because she was bohemian. She had hair under her arms and shit. She was an earth child. You know, she wasn't lesbian by no stretch. I didn't even catch that. I kind of, at first, but when she said I got a man, all bets was off. Sheila be fucking dudes. Period. You know what I'm saying? And they was all sitting around talking. You know what I mean? However, this goes back to the stretch. So we're in a home stretch of this. That happens. They break up. He left old girl, the other chick that he was messing with, because now his head is on Nina. He not eating right. She's sitting up there. She can't even do her work right. You know what I'm saying? So what does she do? She takes her ass back to New York. She don't get back with dude, but they don't show it. But she don't get back with homeboy. She don't get back with homeboy, but she goes back. Now she's with Vogue magazine or Vibe magazine. I forgot who she was with. Now she's making her name. She's doing her thing. Darius, meanwhile, he's struggling with the book. He puts his book out. He makes it. So now he's a writer. She's an author. I mean, she's a photographer. And she comes back for some business in Chicago. And first thing she do, she can't get this dude off her head because she realized she fucked up because she had a good dude. Like, when she ain't with him, when the leash was off, he was a dog. But when she was with him, it was all about her. She knew that. And so now she's going through her feelings. So what does she do? Bro, I'm telling you, listen to this shit. She goes back to the place where she met him, to the poetry place, looking for homie. Now she done wrote a poem. And no, I'm going to tell you what they said I got to tell you what they said on the chat. So she does her poem. She's talking about love. You know, she looking for him. She even says, I wrote this for somebody, but I guess she's not here, so I got to get it out anyway, right? So she did the poem. Yo, you gonna roll on this shit. Because females be straight up on this shit. So she did the poem. Oh, she did a poem of love. Hold on, let me see what Trap Burrow talking about. So Trap Burrow said, I think they were struggling artists, but Nina seemed to have her priorities in order more than Darius. Facts. They both were creatives, which is why I love this. I really love this movie. They both were creatives. So she does the poem, right? So I'm on the chat. These chicks was like, she wrote that for him, that dry ass poem. Because his poem was dope. Darius' poem was dope. Her poem was dry as fuck. It was just, she was sniffing. She was sniffling. Like, I don't know if she had a cold or she was like, it was supposed to be she was upset. So she kept sniffing while she was doing the poem, bro. And the chick was like, man, that poem was dry as fuck. Females is heartless, man. Y'all could be cold-blooded as shit. This chick pouring her heart out on stage. Like she said, it's funny what you can say to a room full of people that you can't say to that one person you need to say it to. What's in a word? Communication, people. Communication. That's what's in a word. She got it. And so he was in there talking to some dude at the bar anyway. So he was there. He heard the poem. So this is what fucks me up. She wrote this poem for him. It meant something. It was a pivotal part of the movie that she wrote this poem because he was like, yo, she was like, I want to burn my book. I write too, but I want to burn my book. He was like, no, you need to write something. So she wrote this poem for this dude. Remember, this is supposed to be the poem that she wanted to tell him. She got on stage just to put it out there for him. She read it to everybody. She was a virgin on the mic. They said that. She walks off stage. She does the poem. What does she do? Does she grab the book and cherish it and walk out with her book? No. She walks out and throws the fucking poetry book in the garbage. She throws the book, the poem for Darius that meant so much to her that she wanted to read it for him to let him know that she loved him. She walks out and throws the book in the garbage. Anybody care to explain this shit to me? If I wrote this song, this is a song for the woman that I love, and I fucked up and I just wanted to go to her. And I play this song, I'm on stage, I'm playing the guitar, I play the fucking song, and then after I get done playing the song, I take the whole guitar and throw the motherfucker in the trash. No. What do you mean? What do you even mean? What does that even mean? She was frustrated thinking she would never see him again. So you throw away a keepsake? You never see him again. That's a love that you lost. I lost this love. I wrote this poem and the book was fucking thick. Let's see what my man Andy say. Communication is the key. But if you got to go that low to think you are hurting somebody by doing slick stuff, you're hurting yourself. Like the late Michael Jackson said about making a change in one of his songs. Make that change. And then Triborough comes back and he says, remember back when they were no social media? It's a lot easier to find a love lost now. Exactly. But they didn't know that Al Gore was going to create the internet. They didn't know that Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter. She had the poem that keep it on a mantelpiece, or go when you're alone on a Sunday and you got some jazz playing, you pull out the poem and you read the poem for the dude that the love that you lost. No, she took the book. She didn't tear the page out. She took the whole book and threw that shit in the trash. Luckily for her, Darius was there. I don't know how he made it from the club to his motorcycle across the street because it was raining like a mug. He was dry as shit. She come walking out the club. Here he go with that stalking shit. Instead of him going up to her in the club, he went outside and she walks out from the club to the cab and is drenched. Like her Jerry curls, her hair is all curled up and wet. She fucked up in the game. He's across the street dry, waiting on her to come out the club. Again, dudes, you ain't that cool. You not that fucking cool. Just walk up to the girl. He even walks away from a man. Y'all be back. I got to do something. I'm thinking he finna run to her in the middle of the club. Nah, because he don't want nobody to know that he about to try to get back with her. He leaves the club, sitting across the street. She comes out. He like, yo, Nina. So she closed the cab door because there he is, and she runs over there out the rain. And this is where the movie culminates. For the romantic in me, it was great. The end of the movie, she runs over. He could have ran to her. Again, she got to come to him. But that's another thing. Goes over. She like, I live in New York. You live in Chicago. He like, I don't care. He's like, but I love you. And that's urgent than a motherfucker. Woo! They had some one-liners that was dope in this movie, yo. Hold on, let me put what Triborough said. That was a romantic moment, them meeting in the rain, professing their love to each other. Yeah, but why he didn't just meet her at the door of the club? Why she had to go get wet? Anyway, I'm nitpicking, of course. And then they come out. She is like, I love you. And he's like, I love you. They kiss. The scene turns from color to black and white, fade to black. Love Jones. That was the dope movie. That movie was dope. But that was the most toxic relationship in the world. That shit was more toxic than Jody and what's Cookie name from the movie, from Baby Boy. This shit was just as toxic as Baby Boy in that movie. But it was a love movie. It was a love story. It was a crazy love story, ups and downs and turns, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yvette, thank you. And it was toxic, not just because of Darius. It was toxic because of her. She played games. They both were toxic. She didn't have to play the game she played. She knew what she was doing. And I'm not even saying, I'm not blaming her, but she knew what she was doing. She listened to a single chick. She listened to a single chick that didn't even have a dude. This chick didn't even have nobody, no sex partner. She was like, I'm not getting nothing. I lived through your life. But she took her advice and messed up a good thing. Then he was a fuck boy. You know, he was a little player. Hold on. Baby Boy was more toxic because Jody was a man child and didn't want to take care of his responsibilities. I'm gonna give you that. I'll give you that. Because I couldn't stand, like, I liked him when he was on the bus singing Coca-Cola, but I hated him from Baby Boy. I just hated him. Like, dude, I'm glad old boy Bing Rain busted his ass. I hated him from Baby Boy. I ain't gonna even lie. But back to Love Jones. So what's in the word, man? Accountability. She should have took accountability of the fact that she set this shit in motion. What's in the word for him is communication, for one. For you to be that persistent to get with this chick, that as soon as she dips to New York, you jump onto something else. You didn't even bother calling her. You didn't try to get with her. You didn't try to hold her back. Even if it was a game, be straight up. Be a man about it. Don't put your ego out there and try to be cool. He was trying to be cool. He was trying to be something that he was cool. Don't get me wrong. The motherfucker was cool. He rode a motorcycle in Chicago with no helmet. He gets props for that. But don't be so cool that you fucking miss out on a blessing. Don't be so cool that you miss out on the possible love of your life. Even if they stayed together for 3 years or whatever. Whatever. It was a good relationship. And that's another thing. Quit talking about the love of your life. It's the love of the moment. You know what I mean? I hope everybody stay together and live to be old and die together. I got that. That's the goal. I get it. But this could have been the one for him. Like Calagio said from Bronx Tale. Like C was saying, this could be the one. She could have been the one. And she probably is. But if the movie would have ended 30 minutes in, they would have never did it because she played games with him. He turns around, don't know how to talk to her. So there was no communication, even though he stalked her. Love Jones. I'm done with my rant. And so, in being done with my Love Jones rant, y'all know how I like to do. While I was watching that movie, while I was watching Love Jones, I decided, because I love, and something else about Love Jones that y'all probably didn't peep out. Do y'all understand that the movie started with his poem and ended with her poem? Huh? Y'all ain't think about that, right? Good concept. Good concept, right? Seems like people don't want to grow old together. Everybody trying to sleep with each other. People don't value marriage and relationships anymore. It's not true, bro. That's not true. Because even when I was single, I valued this marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I value relationships. I love seeing people married. I love seeing people in relationships. And this coming from when I was a single dude. So I can't agree with that. Don't be jaded like that, brother. Don't be jaded, because love is out there. People do still believe in relationships. It's just kids nowadays, and a lot of adults too. I'm saying they mind ain't here. Let's see what Andy got to say. Sometimes we as men, if you know that you found a good woman, hold on to her, love her, like when she inhales, you exhale. Right on. I do believe in it still. And as long as you believe in it and you find a person that believes in it too, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? But shit happens in life. I'm just being honest. It happens. And it ain't always got to be because somebody stepped up. Things happen in life, bro. People do grow apart. Now, maybe these people should have been able to catch it before it splintered too far. But sometimes it gets so far, by the time you look up, y'all both standing on different cliffs. It starts off like a crack in the ground, and y'all keep walking, and you're not paying attention to the relationship. Next thing you know, y'all both standing on different cliffs, looking over at each other. And you have to yell in order for the other person just to hear you. And the yelling ain't always good. So it works like that too. But the movie was Love Jones. I digress. The movie was Love Jones, and I had my man Try Burrow online with me yesterday, and I'm telling him while I'm watching this movie, I'm sitting up there, and the bass line on the poetry part was so dope that I recreated the bass line and decided to make a song about it. Try Burrow can attest. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna play this song for y'all that I created. It was motivated to me because I was watching Love Jones, and they had a stand-up bass player in there, and I just had to do it. So again, I'm from Detroit, and I don't, when I tell you something, I like to prove it. So my man Try Burrow, he can tell y'all, he sat on the computer, he sat on and watched me while I did this. I did the bass line, I created the bass, I did the saxophone, I did it all right there because I love this movie so much. Again, I love this movie so much. And I will watch it whenever it's on. I will stop what I'm doing to watch this movie. But my man Try Burrow will let you know that I made this song because I was watching Love Jones. Here you go. I'm gonna play it for you now. Hold on, let me do my Darius. Shh. Listen to the song. Anyway, here we go.
Beat the beat. El papi chulo tiene the most.
What up, though?
Bobby Chulo, DM the most.
What up, though?
All right, I'm back. Yeah, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. Anyway, I might drop that song this summer. I don't know. Mom, I'm gonna make sure you get a copy of it because you say you like it. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. This is a late edition, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Like I said, I'll try not to miss any more weeks. I sat back, you know what I'm saying? I sat back and I did my thing. I had a little break. I'm gonna try it regardless of what. I'm in the process of transitioning to a new estate. I'm getting a bigger, better crib. You know what I'm saying? Water fountains, dolphins, all kind of shit. Helicopter pad. I'm doing that. I'm moving up. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm DMing the most. Next week, my man Barry should be back. Next week, I don't know. We might review another movie. Maybe I should do another movie. I'm gonna watch a movie. Give me a movie to watch, and I'm gonna nitpick. I'm gonna critique it. I'm gonna tear it apart, and I'm gonna come back and talk about it. I'm gonna do that. I enjoyed this. The movie is Love Jones. If you haven't watched it in a long time, go check it out. It's a great movie. Don't pay attention to the fact that I tore it to shreds. But on that note, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see y'all next week. I hope everybody's week has been good. I hope everybody have a great week next week. Come on back in and sit down with me. Let's do the therapy next week. You know what I mean? On that note, I'm gonna be out of here. Salute to you all. This has been the Left-Handed Kings podcast.
Yeah. King Barre. Fuck it, we gonna get straight into it. Yo. I lost track of time on my bomb, so I don't know when I blow. Like years ahead of my peers, my buzz been here before. I'm trying to restore the feeling. It's like New York's been soft ever since niggas came through and crushed the building. But I got it, call me the prophet, the new Muhammad.